Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Financial Investor channel. My name is Brent, and today we're going to be taking a look at the M1 Finance Roth IRA, and we're going to be taking a look at what stocks paid out last week, as well as what stocks I'm buying this week. Now, if you are brand new to the channel, have not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button below. If you do enjoy the video, find it helpful, hit the thumbs up. And if you have any comments, questions, going over anything in today's video, want to share what stocks you are buying this week, drop it in the comment section below. I would appreciate all your guys' comments, and let's go ahead and get into it. So as of last week, I did have some dividends get paid out that were not reinvested. I had Pfizer paying out $4.13 and Simon Property Group paying out $5.52. Simon Property Group, those dividends were reinvested into the portfolio with my $115.38, and I bought these specific 5 stocks. Now, I didn't make a video last week going over what stocks I was buying, but I did post it over on Facebook. If you guys follow my website on Facebook, Financial Investor 101. So this week we have, bring up the calculator, we have $4.13 sitting in cash from Pfizer, and we have $3.74, whoops, 413 plus 374 is $7.87. So that is where my $7.87 is coming from. This isn't new equity that I added into the portfolio. These are just dividends that were paid into the portfolio that allow me to buy back more shares without having to sell any of my positions. And one of the main reasons I like dividend investing, I get cash in my account without having to sell out of my positions. Whereas if you were a capital gains investor, if you were a growth investor buying Amazon and all the other stocks that do not pay dividends, you would have to sell out of your position in order to get the equity in order to reinvest that elsewhere. Whereas here with dividends, I just get equity paid out to me. Now, I am also adding $115 into the market here on March 11th. That's coming in here tomorrow, and for every week kind of going forward, in order to max out the Roth IRA for 2019. So if we add 115.38, multiply that by 52 weeks in 2019, that almost hits $6,000 without going over. Now that's going to basically max out the entire Roth IRA, which is my main goal, or one of my goals here for 2019. Now, of what stocks I recently bought, all of them were actually negative. So AbbVie is my worst performer currently here, down 15.64%. Now AbbVie is looking at a great bond opportunity now within the portfolio. The other stocks here that I'm buying, I'm continuing to add into Altria. This is one I'm probably going to halt here and stop adding into. This is probably going to be one of my last buys into Altria here. It is sitting with equity at $529.25 now. Altria has been negative in the portfolio, going down 30% in the past. If we take a look here at the performance of Altria here just within the last year or so, yeah, it's basically all of its performance. You can see here I bought into Altria and hadn't added a whole lot of equity into it, but recently when it did dip down into the negative 30%, that is when I started adding quite a bit more equity into Altria, as well as it's also recovered here as of recently, as of the last month here. You can see the performance for this specific stock jumped it up nearly 15%, or about 13.98% there for the specific stock. And it is also going ex-dividend here on the 22nd of March, and it should be paying out a very nice dividend somewhere. Let's see here. If we take a look here at the shares of bring in another calculator. So 9.558 for shares multiplied by its quarterly payout of 80 cents. So 0.8. It should pay out roughly $7.64. Plus, I'm adding a little bit more into the specific stock this Monday, so it should be paying out right around $8 for its next dividend payout, which is fairly nice. Now, the other stocks here I am buying are Cardinal Health, another services sort of healthcare specific stock. CocaCola, this one I bought recently. It has dropped to a buying point for me. It isn't one I've wanted to hold for too long. Between Pepsi and Coca-Cola, I do prefer Pepsi and have been an investor of Pepsi, but Coca-Cola was at that buying point where it dropped at a very nice buying point, putting it below its 200-day moving average, 50-day moving average, giving it a starting dividend yield of around 3.5%. Its dividend, its payout ratio for its earnings is a bit high here. We can see here it has an earnings per share of around $2.07, putting it at a high payout ratio of 75.4%. But when I took a look here at its dividend performance, how long has Coca-Cola been paying out and raising a dividend? For the past 56 years, since 1963, as well as I took a look here at their stock payout and their free cash flow. Their stock payout here is sitting at $1.912 billion of cash paid out to their common stock payments, in their shareholders. So 1.912 billion is how much they pay out, divided by their free cash flow of 6.28 billion. That gives them a free cash flow payout ratio of around 30.4%. So regardless, if we're looking at their earnings and the free cash flow, they're sitting pretty nicely between those numbers here. Now, Main Street Capital, this one has been pulling back here recently. This is a new position I started added into, and it has pulled back. So I'm just kind of continuously adding into this one, just add a little bit more equity, as well as Altria. Altria has been bouncing back as of the sorts. They made their Juul acquisition, which played out really nicely. They're also getting into marijuana. They're not just sticking with cigarettes and alcohol. I like to see that they're transitioning here into the new age. They're actually trying to keep up, whereas Coca-Cola, Pepsi, some of those old stocks, as they are, where they're not really keeping up with the times and the investors and what the investors are looking for. They're looking, what was it, General Mills, Kraft and Heinz, and many of those other companies, where they're not really transitioning what their consumers want with the organic and such. Altria is making a transition to become smokeless into marijuana, which is becoming legal and such. I think it's a good move for Altria kind of going forward, and they're making good moves there. Cardinal Health Services and Health here recently dropped below their 200-day, 50-day moving average, pushing their dividend yield from around 3.3%. I recently bought this one starting in November here, back a few months ago in November when they dipped, and we can see here that they're providing another buying opportunity here at $47.70. So I'm going to be buying this one, as well as they've also kind of continued to pay out dividends since back in 2005. They are going ex-dividend here very shortly. So a lot of these stocks here that I'm buying into recently are going to be paying out some dividends here as well. Besides AbbVie, they're not going ex-dividend until April, but AbbVie is just one of those buying opportunities right now where they just recently dropped very nicely here, just after the, just within the year here. AbbVie has gone nowhere but down. Now I believe they are hitting a bottoming out point. You can see here back in November time frame, they hit around the $77. Actually have them over here. I was looking at them. They hit a 52-week low of 75.77. So this is basically where I was waiting for AbbVie to come down to. I was waiting for that $75, $77 point, and I will begin adding into Altria here at this point until I'm not sure, anywhere between -10 and -15 in my portfolio. So I believe that'll be anywhere below $80 is a good buy here for AbbVie. If they continue to fall and actually break below that $75 point, that's just better for me, giving me a higher starting yield for this specific stock. They are a split off here of Abbott Laboratories. So this dividend yield, they've actually just kind of came out here in 2013 and started raising their and paying out a dividend. So that's not really their history there. Whereas it shows here, this is their very first dividend payout back in January 2013. This history here that's showing is just from Abbott Laboratories. Now when I took a look at this one as far as their earnings and payout ratio, you can see that their payout ratio is fairly low here for their actual earnings. They make some really good earnings there of $7.86, and that's off their drug of Hermenia. I can't pronounce it, so I'm going to butcher that. But if we take a look again at their free cash flow common stock payout for AbbVie, let's actually bring that up. They're actually a little bit risky here as far as free cash flow. So you can see their common stock payout, they say they pay out $12.01 billion to their shareholders, and their free cash flow coming in is about $12.79 billion. So AbbVie could possibly cut their dividend if they were to rely on their free cash flow, but currently the payout ratio does sit at a 54.5%. So I don't believe they should be cutting it anytime soon, but just kind of looking at all risk factors. AbbVie, we'll see how this one kind of plays out here in the future. So that is basically all I wanted to cover in today's video. The 5 stocks again I am buying this week are Cardinal Health, ticker symbol CAH. I am buying AbbVie, ticker symbol ABBV. I'm buying Coca-Cola, ticker symbol KO. I'm buying Main Street Capital, ticker symbol MAIM. And that is it. So that is it, you guys. I believe I already covered how much I'm adding into them. That was $46. Whoops, let's see here. 115.38 plus $7.87 divided by 5. I'm adding $24.65. This just allows me to dollar cost average every single week into specific stocks. Now, by adding equity every week and reinvesting those dividends every single month, I'm increasing my yearly dividends, my dividend income, by about $25 every month. So over the course of a year, I'll have increased my dividends by almost $300 by the end of it all. Plus, I'm also getting these dividends every single week of around $5 to $10 now, which is really nice. So that is it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, hit that subscribe button below, hit the thumbs up. And if you have any comments, questions, want to drop some information in the comment section, I always appreciate all your guys' comments. I read and reply to all of them. So if you are making some buys this week, let me know. Do you agree with my buys? Do you disagree with my buys? I always appreciate all your guys' feedback on what you guys are buying and what you think of the portfolio. So that is it for today's video. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.